and it went down and turned around completely different.
Yeah, like, look, did you see when I was laying on the ground? Like, one foot was like this, and the other foot was facing the completely opposite way. That's a hard one. Do you think it's right?
Very little good students you do about it. Talk about it.
So, yeah, I was thinking about the line. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, Seth, Jackson, Ty, Devani, Braxton. Oh.
Y'all never read the page yet. I just want to thank y'all and
Meet order at 6 o'clock. Pray, would you do this in prayer?
I would. Let's pray. Most kind and gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we do thank you this day, and Lord, we thank you for all your many blessings in life, Father. Father, tonight, Lord, we just mostly thank you for this group of young men that's here tonight, Lord, that represented this county in football and done such an awesome job, Lord. I pray, Lord, that you would just continue to be with them and bless them, Lord, and keep them safe through their career playing football, Lord. Lord, we ask now that you would just be with us through the remainder of this meeting, Lord, that you would lead, guide, direct, and everything that's said and done, and everything will be pleasing to you, Father. Of course, in Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You want to recognize this 8-ton football team?
Absolutely. We would like for you guys, if you would, to come up front, and we want to get a picture of you guys with all of our commissioners. Just let y'all know how proud of you we are. How well done. I'll take the picture. Probably everybody's in, man. I ain't got everybody. We got to pack it in. We're gonna have to get a lot tighter. Some of y'all gonna have to get guys on the back. We're gonna commissioners on the back. Some of y'all get in front. All right, everybody smile. Say go Jackets.
Go Jackets!
There we go.
Mr. Keith, you want to get one with the coaches with them? There are two
Yeah,
coaches
let's do
sitting
that.
with them. Let's get
All right,
the coaches with them.
there.
Where's that one? There you go.
Y'all have to lay down at the floor.
Here, I'll get it. I'll keep it ready. Go ahead.
See, I told you, you're gonna lay on the floor.
That's it.
Appreciate
Hey,
you.
I want to tell you, what y'all think, tell you what, good job, you did, good job. Good job, good job, good job, good job, good job.
Y'all want to take the rest of the bowl, y'all want to take the bowl.
I need a motion to appoint a chairman.
I say.
All vote. I need a motion to appoint vice chairman.
Make a motion to appoint Hank Hall.
I say.
I got a second? All vote? Public comments?
Hi, my name is Sheila Rucker, and I want to, first of all, start off by thanking I'm trying to read this because I know I have a 5-minute limit, okay? I want to thank the commissioners for all the road repairs out in the Omaha community where Carswell would be almost lost his life. Thanks commissioners also for giving me the opportunity to be a public servant for the past 3 years. I've learned a lot, but not everything that I wanted to learn. My daddy always told me, I'm here for some public comment, my daddy always told me that you're only as good as your word and your name. Several years ago, October the 2015, I was upset about my property tax going up because the value had changed and nothing had changed at my house. I went to the tax assessor's office to inquire how the value was calculated. I did not receive an answer to satisfy me, so I filed an appeal. I met with the Board of Equalization on November the 30th of 2015. One of the Board of Assessors was at the meeting and also a GMAS representative, Terry McCormick. Upon leaving the Board of Equalization appeal meeting, a county commissioner on the board came up to me at the time, he's not on the board now, but he came up to me and he asked me to apply for the position. I did apply for the position because I wanted to learn how things work in our county. I was appointed. I've had several people to call me about last month's meeting and to ask me what went on and who I made mad. I wasn't sure at that time what had really happened because I wasn't here at the meeting. Rhonda, I want to thank you for recording these meetings so the rest of us that can't be here can be here to see what goes on. Upon the first phone call, I did try to see the meeting and it wasn't there yet, but after the next phone call or two, I went and looked again and I found it. So I listened to the meeting last month. I've learned a lot. I've learned that you can tell the truth and you can be deceitful at the same time. I know there was some talk about how many meetings I missed. I did miss, I think the number y'all were told was 12, but actually it was 11. August the 30th, there was a meeting. I have all my minutes. I've kept all my stuff for the last 3 years, everything that we've looked at in the office. Someone said 12, but on August the 30th in the minutes, they said that I was absent, but I was actually present. That was supposed to be corrected. Of those 11 meetings that I have missed, 9 of those were during school time. I failed to tell y'all, I'm a high school math teacher here in Jeff Davis County. Dr. McClune was nice enough to me at that time to allow me a meeting a month during my planning time if the board would work with me. And they did work with me. We scheduled meetings at different times. Schedules changed every 6 months because of the semesters. And Dr. McClune allowed that to happen. Tim Kane's not here, but I do want to personally thank him as well because when he replaced Ms. Barge on the board, he did something at the first meeting that he attended that I had not been able to do in 2 years, and that was he made a motion to make the meetings at 4 o'clock, and since that time, I've only missed 1 meeting. Of those 11 meetings that I missed, like I said, 9 were during school time, but just so you know, the 2 meetings that I missed, one of those meetings, not during school time, was when my brother was in the hospital. He had had a motorcycle wreck, and he was on his deathbed, or so I was told, and I rushed up there, and I did let the office know. Several things I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn how to value rural property, because that's, you know, where we're at, rural community here. I have not had the opportunity to learn that, because there is an order of classes that you have to go to, and I went to the classes in the order that I was told I had to go. I've also learned another thing. I've learned that I can attend those Board of Assessors training meetings without being on the Board of Assessors, and I plan to go to the meeting, to the training that I want to go to learn how to value rural property. I also want to thank you, Ricky, for making the motion to nominate me again. I did apply for the position again. At this time, I'm very thankful that nobody seconded the motion. I've decided to let it go and let God handle it, and I'm going to be praying for all of y'all. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I do hope that the new board, whoever y'all appoint, I've heard that one does have a full-time job, so I hope the board will work with them and make the meetings after work time.
Any more public comments?
Yes, sir. David D'Souza, speaking on behalf of the Board of Assessors. Several of you have requested a joint meeting with GMAS. The meeting has been set for January 30th at 4 p.m. We're going to advertise it as a joint meeting so that any and all of you can attend and be in legal compliance. Would ask that you keep it to questions that pertain to their role for the county, more so rather than individual questions about personal values. If you want information on personal values, hang around after the meeting is over. They'll be glad to go over it all with you, but it'll mean taking time out to go to computers and look stuff up. The second one is that, as you all know, the Board of Assessors is now a 5-member board. Would ask you to consider making it a 5-year term for each board member. That way we'd only have one rolling off each year or a new one coming on. State says we can have between a 3-year and a 6-year term. And last, Board of Assessors meetings are all open to the public, open to everyone. The minutes are open to the public. I understand that you want copies of those meetings in your packets from now on, and that will be fine. I mean, there's nothing to hide. It's all public record. We'll leave it at that for now. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Any more public comments?
What's he talking about the minutes?
Approved minutes for December 11th and the 19th meetings. I need a motion.
I make a motion.
I need a second.
Second.
All vote. Approved to pay monthly bills.
Motion approved, to pay monthly bills.
I need a second.
I second.
All vote. JDA Director Andrew Taylor discuss approving new terms for Silicon Ranch.
Good evening. Thank y'all for allowing me to come tonight and present this to you. I know that y'all have talked about and approved phase 3 for the Silicon Ranch project, and basically What we need to do now is just, we're adding in phase 4. It's the same terms as before. We're just adding in a few more $1 million in investment. And I want to thank Chairman Grant Gaynor and Commissioner Hank Cobbs and Carla Powell as well. They've all kind of headed this up because it all kind of started before I came last year. So, but basically phase 3 is a $31 million investment, phase 4 is a $47 million investment, and there is tax incentives in place for this project starting in year 1 going through year 17 on a graduated scale. I think y'all have seen those schedules, but basically I think you already approved, as I said, phase 3, and we're just adding in phase 4 at this time with the same schedule in place.
That gets us to a little over 5% above, so 105% of what we had originally anticipated, with just phases 1, 2, and 3. So we're coming out pretty good there. We're still getting 100% taxes on phases 1 and 2, whereas most counties get 50% abatement on everything. So, what do you need from us on the motion?
Your motion to approve.
I'll make a motion we approve it as presented by Andre.
Second. All vote?
Thank you.
Thanks. Appoint member to the board of the sub. So we have about 4 of them in the package there.
I'm not so much to do a Kevin Ranch.
I say.
In a second. All vote? Appoint original council, 3rd member. You want to plan? I'll make a motion we put Van Boot on the board. All vote? Approve, deny, amend beer and wine ordinance. See the package there?
I don't know if y'all have a chance to go through that with a fine tooth comb, but I think Carl did a great job putting it together based on what's actually today's times. This thing hadn't been updated since 1988. And it looks like all the I's been dotted and T's crossed. So I'd like to make a motion we accept it as presented.
Second. Need a second. All vote?
Thank you, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Approve, deny corporation membership and promotional sponsorship to the golf course.
Make a motion that we approve it as we done last year.
Second. Got a second. All vote? Approve, deny, refund to Andrew Mason. I'll make a motion we approve that.
That's the one that, Kim looked at.
Second, need a second? All vote? Discuss mass contract. That'd be.
That's you, I think.
Yes, sir. GMAS contract,
GMAS, yeah.
okay, what can I answer for you?
I think you answered it in your, public comments, that we was having a joint meeting to further discuss what they actually done for us and all that.
Okay, it's also laid out in the contract, which I think you all have copies of.
I guess they corrected Young County and other things like that, which was in the original one
Yeah.
I saw.
Okay, did that.
That's the one I got. See what I have, we have to take our county board of assessors.
You should have received a second one after that. I'll make sure that you get the correct one, corrected one.
I guess that's why I was on the agenda, to make sure we had something scheduled, is that correct?
I guess, Dr. Hoff, did you share your communications with Mr. Wills with the rest of the board?
Yes, they're all aware.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Thank you. Open seal bids to re-roof the USD office and the DFAC building. Got some kids, you look at the bill, Diane?
Y'all, I think y'all is.
We got plenty of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
good.
we got, how many bids do we got for,
Three.
three?
Those are together.
Those are together.
Those are together.
Over together.
That's the one that. Should have been three. James, you want one?
Names, I want. USD.
Just reading aloud or what we? I got one from JB Roofing here. Please see attachment to bid, roof replace asphalt shingles, install 30-year shingles, 30-pound fill, drip edge, top jacks, install metal flashing as needed, remove all debris from site. Basically dispose of everything. $20,110 from JB's Roofing out of Douglasville, Georgia. And there's a second one, basically the same exact specs for $8,030. So we got 40 West Sycamore Street at $20,110 and 19 East Franklin Street at $8,030. And I'm assuming they complied with all the insurance requirements and all that, even though it's not
Verified.
verified.
Let's see. That's DFAC's office, that's Glover Construction. It's $19,900. That's for the DFAC's office. You got $7,875 for the USDA office.
It's local.
About 27.
Right.
This one here is from Certified Roofing out of Atlanta, Georgia. The first one is $20,210. And the second one is $8,050.
That is utterly amazing. We've got 3 bids within that close proximity of each other. $8,050.
$8,050.
Never have I seen 3 bid packages that close.
The lowest bid is,
Those bids, blood work.
Yeah, lowest bid is Bloodworth.
I'd like to make a resolution. When can I make a resolution?
A motion?
Need a motion?
I'm talking about on our bid process. Like if we don't have enough bids in, do not open them until we get enough.
I agree, James.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly right.
It's supposed to already be there, James. We just screwed up. I mean, honestly.
we got 3 of them.
We thought we had them.
That's why I have,
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's all.
That is right. You're right. We should have some bids.
So that we-
That makes it fair.
So as long as, I reckon we're at that point now. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the bid from Bloodworth as long as it meets the insurance requirements, the E-Verify, all that kind of stuff, all the paperwork requirements.
I need a second.
I'll second.
All vote. Discuss any new or old business. Anybody got it?
I got some new business if we're there. This I'm just gonna pass around to y'all, and I gave it to, a copy of it to Sherry, and it's for y'all's consideration if y'all would like to start doing this. But I attended a meeting earlier this week at another county commissioner meeting, and they use this, and it just made their meeting go so smoothly, because everything was laid out beforehand. The folks had a chance to view it, to see what was expected of them. They had a speaker request form that's just very simple, who you are, and then we don't have to go back and remind them, tell us who you are, all this kind of stuff. It's all right there in front of us. We introduce them. They say what they want to speak about. It's kept to one subject. We don't get rambling about this, that, and the other, and things like that. And, this would probably go away at that point, because we don't need to limit as long as that. But I'll pass that around. Y'all take a look at it. I gave Sherry a copy as well, but, I just think it had a little more structure to what we do in the public comment session. And then folks know what to expect of them too, because you got, when it's open to the general public, sometimes they don't understand what's expected of them coming into the meeting, so it's fair to everybody. Any more new business, old business? Need to go in closed session? Anybody got anything? Meeting adjourned. I'll get the sheriff, I gave one copy of it. I reckon we'll have to decide if we want to do something like that.
You heard that,
You hear everything, Sheriff?
right? I have called Sheriff.
You know,